In 2021, I was working for $15 an hour. Couldn't tell you how much I made there, maybe like 15 grand. In 2022, I was working for $15.50 an hour. Once again, I can't tell you how much I actually made at that job that year, but probably once again around 15, 20 grand. In 2023, I made $17,623. And that was within 4 or 5 months of starting my business. In 2024, I made $102,915, and that was a full year of just running my business. But in 2025, I've made over $400,000, 1 year after starting my business. Now, you might say to yourself, that's a massive jump to go from making $102,000 to now making over $400,000 in a single year. And it really is. And the reason that was is because I simply just broke my limiting beliefs. As soon as I broke the limiting beliefs that were holding me back forever, I started to make a lot of money. And the crazy thing is like, when I started at 2021, I was telling you how I was working for $15 an hour. I was doing what I'm currently doing still then. Like, I was posting content then, just like I'm posting content now. I had 100,000 followers online back in 2021. And in 2022, I was still working for $15.50 an hour. It's not like a whole bunch of it has exactly changed in terms of social media, but a whole bunch has changed in terms of how much money I'm actually making because I broke my limiting beliefs. If you're in a spot right now where you feel like you're very ambitious, like you're very driven, there's things you want to go accomplish, but you just can't seem to put it together and to make it work and to finally achieve it, I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's because you don't have enough information. I mean, all the information's out there. How many free courses are there out there? How many YouTube videos are out there? How many gurus are out there? All the information's out there. You have ChatGPT now. You can ask it anything. The only reason nowadays that you don't achieve your goals is because of limiting beliefs. Now, I'm going to break down limiting beliefs you may have that you didn't even know you have, ones that I didn't even know I had until I broke them to help you finally break through. But understand one thing, you cannot rise above what you do not see in yourself. That's the biggest thing. You cannot rise above what you do not see inside of yourself. And I remember this. I remember this specifically on my journey coming up when I was trying to make my first $10,000. It took me 17 months to make my first $10,000 in a single month. And that happened over a year ago now. I remember this. It always felt impossible. Always felt like, oh, once I achieve that, like I'm worthy or something. Or like, that's a massive thing. Like, it's a massive achievement. It's fucking nothing. $10,000 is fucking nothing in a single month. Once you actually start to live a good life, you'll realize how little that actually is. That's actually the first limiting belief I want to cover. I got a couple listed out in here. The first one I want to cover is like, $10,000 a month is nothing. Especially if you're gonna pay your taxes, like that's nothing. And a lot of people, they're working towards this $10,000 a month mark range, and they're putting it on a pedestal, thinking that it's something great, when it really isn't. And maybe to you right now, like $10,000 may change your life 100%, but you're trying to achieve this big version of yourself. You're trying to change your life massively, right? And so does that person value $10,000 a month as much as you do right now? Does he put it on a pedestal like you do right now? You probably got millionaire dreams. You probably got big dreams. $10,000 a month, I mean, $10,000 should be a weekly fucking thing. And you're like, oh, dude, it's so fucking great. Like, I make that happen in a month. Like, it's nothing once you get there. And once you decrease how important that is to you and how, the perceived value of it is when you actually achieve it. Right? When I decreased the value of $10,000 a month, when I was like, oh, that's nothing. Like, I should have been doing that. Or there's guys my age doing that. Like, that's nothing to me. Right? I actually ended up making it happen. You ever heard the thing, the quote that kind of goes like, the more you chase something, the more it runs away from you? You know, they talk about this with girls and like goals in life. Like, the more you chase her, the more she runs away from you. It's 100% true. If you go and chase a woman, she's going to run away from you. Because she's like, wait a minute, you're chasing me, but I saw value inside of you, so now I think you're less valuable because you're chasing me. So if you're out there frantically chasing $10,000 a month, then why would people out there want to pay you that amount of money when it seems like you aren't worth it? On a deep level, you don't feel worth it, and that's why you're putting on a pedestal, and that's why you're struggling to go and achieve it. Just like with that hot girl, like if you can't go get hot girls, even though you're probably a good looking guy, you're charismatic, maybe you make some money, like you got good things going for yourself, and you see her with some bum, right? The only reason that bum has her is because she's like, she ain't shit. She ain't shit, she's just a bitch. All right, but the reason you don't have her is because you're like, oh my God, dude, this is gonna be my wife one day. All right, that's amazing to have, but it's because you're putting it on a pedestal, it's running away from you. So decrease the value of 10K a month. It's fucking nothing, because once you get there and you actually get yourself a nice car and you move out of your mom's fucking house and you have a nice spot now and you're living your life a little, like, it's gonna be nothing. You're gonna need plenty more. I've done 20, 30, 40, 60 a month. Like, even at 30 a month, it's like, this is all right, but I still would like more. Even at 30 a month, that's where life kind of just gets started. And so if you're still chasing 10 grand a month, if that's your goal, you need to increase your goal. Place the value you have on 10K a month on 30K a month. Make 10K a month look like a fucking cakewalk. Make it look like nothing inside of your minds. And see yourself worthy of it is the biggest thing. See yourself as the individual to be like, oh dude, I should have already achieved this months ago. Because I've been putting in the work, I've been putting in the reps. I've been trying harder than most people, right? I've been improving myself more than most people. Like, I should easily make that happen, because I'll tell you right now, like, 0 to 10K a month, 0 to 10K a month. Literally comes down to one thing, and that is like productivity. If we're not talking like mindset wise, it comes down to one thing, and that's just being productive. If you are a productive member of society, you're gonna make 10 grand a month. And I know it's hard to believe, because maybe you work a job right now making a certain amount of money an hour, or maybe your business has been stuck at 3 to 5K a month and you're like, I have no more hours, Ryan. I can't work any harder. I can't work double, so I can't make that 10 grand a month. All right? Or I don't have enough hours to make 10 grand a month but at $15 an hour. I get that. I've been there. That's the limiting belief, first off. But second off, once you actually become very productive, you figure out ways to scale what you were doing, right? Provide more value to more people, you'll make 10 grand a month easily, super easily. The first way I figured out how to make it happen is I simply just increased the pricing of my coaching services. I was stuck between 3 to 5K a month for 17 months because I was selling my coaching for like $300 a month, $750 for 3, $1,200 for 6, like $2,000 for a year or something like that. And I never thought I could sell it for more. I never believed I could do that. I always had this limiting belief that like, oh, if I sell it for more, people are gonna say no. You know, come to realize is like if people want something, they'll find a way to make it happen. They'll pay for it. They don't care the cost. Like if somebody wants to buy something, it really doesn't matter the cost to a certain extent. They'll fucking pay for it. But because I had that limiting belief, it held me back forever on figuring out how I can make more money with the same amount of time I already had. If I could just take that sales call that's currently making me $2,000 for the year program and instead make $4,000 or $5,000, well then I'm literally like 150% closer to my goal or something like that, right? I've doubled my progress just because I removed the limiting belief. I didn't put in any more time, I didn't put in any more effort. I just removed this limiting belief and I allowed myself to demand what I want from this world, which is I want to get paid this amount. Because I was like, I have the same amount of coaching clients coming in every single month. Same amount. If I just double my prices, I'll achieve my goal. And that's exactly what I did. I signed on pretty much the same amount of people, just doubled my prices, and guess what? I was doing 10K a month consistently. Right? So sometimes it's all about just asking yourself a better question. All right? I used to always ask the question like, well, how do I get more productive? How do I, like I'm full-time in my business. How am I gonna ever make more money? Remove the limiting belief. What's the limiting belief holding you back? Because sometimes you'll stay ignorant to it and you won't see it. But first off, understand 10K a month is absolutely nothing. Stop treating it like it's the fucking pinnacle of some shit. Act like it's nothing, because if you start seeing yourself like that, I mean, it will change everything you do. There's this really important mindset tip as well. Is like the underlying belief you have around what you do is more important than anything. It's more important than anything. What's more important than the action you're taking is the underlying belief there. For example, let's say I give you a sales call with a hot lead, like he wants to fucking buy. He's like, bro, I need some coaching, you know? If you hop on that call and you're fired up, you believe inside the transformation, you're like, bro, this can be a cakewalk. Like, you're so focused on the transformation, you don't even think about the money. Like, you're gonna close that guy because you believe in it so much. But let's say if they give you that same lead and you hop on the sales call and you're all worried. You're like, oh, what if they say no? You know, what if my coaching's not worth 2 or 3K? What if I'm not worth it? You're not gonna close it clearly because you don't have the belief inside of yourself. So why would that other person believe in it as well? The underlying belief behind everything you do will change everything. And so once you see yourself worthy of 10K a month because it's nothing, then the way you show up in your content, the way you show up around people, the way you show up around prospects, the way you show up around everything in life will completely change. And guess what? You'll attract a whole different outcome in life because of that. Another limiting belief is making money is hard. People really believe making money is hard. So like, I'll be honest, like making money is gonna be hard, but it's simple. It's incredibly simple. That's the thing. It's gonna require work, it's gonna require discipline. You're gonna have to sacrifice a lot to fucking make it happen. I'm not here to say it's not like that. That's part of life, is being a man. Sucking up and just doing the fucking hard thing in your 20s. You know, like making money is gonna be hard. Becoming successful, it's gonna be fucking hard, but it's simple. And the only reason it's possibly hard for you is because you probably have limiting beliefs around money. Because I know me, I grew up in a very not abundant household. It's a very scarcity mindset. Whenever like mail would come in, my dad was always like, oh, all these fucking bills, or I don't got the money for this, I don't got the money for that. Same with my mom, I don't got the money for this, I don't got the money for that. Always using calculators to calculate how much money they have. Oh, we can't buy this, we can't buy that. All these limiting beliefs around money. And I get it, they didn't have this type of information out there, all right? But as soon as I started to kind of operate out of this abundance mindset, where I was like, you know, making money is easy, I can make it happen, right? And I stopped budgeting so much, you know? If I had like $2,000 in my bank account and I needed to go buy something or do something that costed $2,000, but I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get my paycheck for another 2 weeks, but what if I don't get paid for another 2 weeks? What if I don't get another client for another 2 weeks? That's a limiting belief that's gonna hold you back, and that's simply because you think making money is hard. You don't think you can make it happen quick. You don't believe within 7 days you can make something major happen, all right? The underlying belief right there is holding you back from taking bigger risks, from moving faster in life, right? You wanna make more money, it's all about momentum. If you're moving faster, if you're making more things happen, if you're becoming more productive, helping more people out, you're gonna make more money. But the thing that is holding you back is your lack of momentum. And underlying that, your lack of momentum is simply just because you think making money is hard. And so you're scared to go spend, you're scared to go do things because you're scared you're not gonna get anything back because you're scared making money is gonna be hard. And you're like, Ryan, my life is already fucking hard. You know, I don't wanna make it even harder. But the only way to break that limiting belief is simply just by showing yourself that you can make it happen. By showing yourself, if you put your mind to it, making money is actually easy. But you haven't put yourself in that high pressure situation where you have to make it happen. Simple as that. And your competition is gonna crush you all day. Because they benefit from pressure. They don't crack under pressure, they benefit from it. That pressure pushes them to become innovative, to think bigger, to remove more limiting beliefs to make more money. That's why the rich get richer. People love to blame it on some fucking monetary system or something, which cool, it may be a part of it, but that's nothing you can change. But what you can change is your limiting beliefs, your beliefs around it. The reason the rich get richer is because they operate with abundance. They move quicker. They're detached from money. They don't think making money is hard. They know it's hard, but they still act like it's easy, right? They treat work like it's easy. They treat making money like it's a fucking cakewalk, and that's why they make so much. I'll tell you what, on my best months, the months I made the most amount of money, they were my easiest months. They weren't my hardest months. The months where I was barely fucking making it by, bro, those were my hardest months because I thought making money was hard. I would look at it, I'd be like, oh, no money's coming in. Oh no, I'm fucking broke. And that was because I was like, fuck dude, making money's hard. And because I constantly replayed that belief inside of my mind, guess what? My reality was making money was hard. But on those times I had momentum because I wasn't scared to take risk and I was moving fast and I knew money would come, making money was easy. It was just happening every fucking day. Whole bunch of money coming in. And it's a weird concept to understand, but trust me, making money is easy, and move like that man, right? You want to become the man one day where making money is just easy. 10, 20, 30 grand a month is just easy, right? So move like that man today. That's the only way to make it happen. And that leads to number 3, which is lack versus abundance. You got to really pay attention to what vibrational energy state you're constantly operating out of. Are you more, do you find yourself operating more out of a state of lack? Like you're trying to achieve something? Like you're trying to make something happen? Do you constantly find yourself feeling like you're trying and talking to yourself like you're trying? Or do you operate out of a state of abundance, where it's just like you know things will flow to you, right? You know if you open up the mailbox, the mail's gonna be there, right? You know if you put in the work, the money's gonna come, right? That's a state of abundance versus a state of lack. And you can literally just define that by looking at like the little micro patterns you have inside of your brain, how you constantly talk to yourself. Are you in this scarcity mindset? Once again, we're making money's hard, we're getting leads is hard, we're growing your social media is hard, right? Or are you in this abundance mindset where it's like, it's easy, right? It's simple. I'm gonna achieve great success. It's going to flood, right? It's going to happen. If you can change those micro little thoughts inside of your mind, right? From being in a state of scarcity versus being in a state of abundance, it will change everything, right? Because that underlying belief is the most important thing. I'll give you a really good example here. So I had a client once, well, I still work with him. His name's Ari. And he joined on like a month in, and we got the systems in place for his fitness coaching business, and he was barely making any money at the time. I think he closed like 2 or 3 clients at most. And he just joined on. Like I said, we get the systems in place, and he's starting to get calls booked up. He gets this one lady booked up, and he pitches her for $2K, like a paid in full fitness coaching package. It was like 6 months long for $2K. And instantly at the end, she's like, whoa, that's a lot of money. And I heard the sales call. I replayed it, and I was on the phone call with him. Instantly what he did, like before she even got done saying that's a lot of money, like she was like, that's a lot of money. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. Like we can break it up and finance it, or break it up the monthly options or something like that. Like we can make it work out for you. Instantly went into a place of scarcity, right? He was scared of losing the deal. He was scared of not making the money, right? And he bought into her limiting beliefs. Her limiting beliefs were 2K is a lot of money. And he had those same limiting beliefs. And guess what? He didn't close the deal until we hopped on a call. And I first off just fucking yelled at him, like, what the fuck is this? And second off, I was like, bro, you operate out of a place of scarcity there. You weren't abundant, right? You didn't act like 2K was nothing. You didn't act like you were worthy of it. You instantly got scared of losing. And as soon as you're scared of losing, the game is fucking over. A lot of guys have lost before they even fucking lost. In their mind, they have mentally been defeated before they even lose in real life. That's why they get nowhere. So he went back to that sales call after I corrected his mindset. And he went and crushed that 2K deal. Because he was more focused on the transformation rather than the money. He was more focused on the work rather than the money. So he was operating out of a place of abundance. Because what was abundant to him was his skill set of getting somebody in shape and changing their life. What wasn't abundant at the time was money. Right? So once he started to focus on what he had an abundance of, which was the skill set to provide to make money, he made money. And the other person was also able to destroy their limiting beliefs. Because Ari was scared about money, the prospect was scared about money. But as soon as he didn't care about the money, he detached himself from it, and he focused on the abundance he did have, which was his skill set, which was the transformation he could create, the service he could provide. The prospect was able to focus on that as well. They were able to both focus on the abundance of the relationship, of the deal, rather than the scarcity thing, which was the money for both of them. And that's why the deal happened. That's why he got paid 2K. And that's why he's now made over $100,000 in 6 months, because he's always been focused on the abundance, not the money. What he is abundant in, the skill set and the service he can provide. And when you focus on that, you decrease, once again, the importance of money. And as soon as you decrease the importance of money, you will make more money. The reason you aren't making it is because you think it's so important. And you're focusing on money. But guess what? Focusing on money doesn't make you money. Focusing on what you can do to make money makes you money. Right? If you have a skill set to provide, and you focus on that, that's how you will get money. Because making money is simply solving problems. And if you want to make more, you solve higher level problems, or you solve problems for more people. Simple as that. But you're so focused on the money, you're not making money. You're not focused enough on what you can do, what you can provide. And that's how you can simply operate out of an abundance mindset versus a scarcity. Because the truth is, you probably don't have money right now. And that's what you're so focused on. So of course you're going to operate out of scarcity. But if you focus on what you're abundant in, which is your skill set, which is what you can provide to other people who have an abundance of money, guess what? You will achieve an abundance of money. And number 4 is disempowered versus empowered. So what I mean by this is like, do you feel empowered to make money or do you feel disempowered? All right. Quick example, let's say you run a fitness coaching business like I do. When you're hopping on that call with somebody, do you feel empowered to take their money to change their lives? Or do you feel disempowered to tell them it's going to be $3,000 for a 6-month coaching package? Which feeling do you feel? All right, when you're trying to go build your business, when you're trying to go achieve your goals, do you feel empowered to achieve that or do you feel disempowered? How do you feel? It's the biggest thing. Because clearly if you feel disempowered to go make money, you're never going to fucking make it. But if you feel empowered, right? If you feel like I'm worthy of this, I'm making great things happen right now. Like my service is totally worth this amount of money. You feel empowered to charge that much. You feel empowered to overcome their possible objections that they have. You feel empowered to push them. You're clearly going to make money. It's as simple as that. So there's a couple things you can do here. First off, you can actually analyze your money beliefs, right? You can analyze that. First off, do you think people who make a lot of money are scammers? Do you think they're bad people? Do you think it's against your religion or against God to make money? Do you think it's better to be fucking humble or whatever people say rather than to go make a whole bunch of money and glorify God through that, right? Because if so, then you have a disempowered belief around money. You got to really analyze those beliefs you have, which come from your childhood. But if you can break those, and if you can have empowered money beliefs, if you can think of yourself like, I would be a great individual to give money to because I'm going to make great things happen. I believe that placing money in my pocket is better than placing money in all these dumb people's pockets. You're going to make more money, because you just believe you are a better person to have more money in this world. Probably the reason you're broke right now is because you don't believe that you're going to do great things with money. That's the truth. You don't believe you're more worthy of money than other people. But you need to change that. You need to believe that you are better. That's the truth. You need to have an ego. The fact that you don't believe that you are better, the fact that you don't believe that maybe you're fucking God's chosen one is why you aren't making money. You have to operate with that. So what I always did before I got on sales call with people is I would imagine myself creating an amazing transformation with this individual. I would focus on feeling empowered to help this person out. I wasn't focused on the money, I was focused on the empowerment I had, which was my ability to help this person out. So I crushed every single call because I focused on feeling empowered to take their money to make a transformation. But I also did other things inside my mind, which was like, I'm definitely a better person to have this money than them. Straight up. I would literally think that $3K in my pocket is better in my pocket than their pocket. Because they're fat, they're out of shape, they have no clue what they're doing in life. I'm a better person to give that money to. Because clearly I'm more intelligent. Clearly I'm in better shape. Clearly I make better things happen. Clearly I inspire more people. So I'm a better person to give that money to because I'm going to make better things happen with that resource because money is just a tool. Some people maybe like an egotistical belief if any part of you right now is getting disgusted with what I'm saying, you're never going to make money. But if what I'm saying right now is making you feel empowered to go make money because you know you're better, because you know you'll do better things with money than most other people, then you're going to make money. So you got to analyze the deep beliefs you actually have around it. Are you empowered if you have more money, or do you feel disempowered to have more money? It's the biggest thing. And number 5, I'm going to leave you with a little quote here. God will provide your daily bread. So I'm not too into the Bible. I haven't read a whole bunch of it, but there's a couple things that stand out from it. And there's this one quote, I don't know exactly how it goes or where it's from, but there's this one saying it's out of there, like God will provide your daily bread. And simply just what that means is you don't have to worry. You have to have faith. I got this tattoo right here. It says, in God I trust. If you walk through life on a daily basis, understanding that your needs will be taken care of, regardless of whatever happens, that's going to shift a whole bunch in your life. It's going to shift your belief system. It's going to make you feel empowered. It's going to help you operate out of a state of abundance as well. Because you're not worried. You're operating with fear. You're operating with faith and not fear. You're walking through life with faith and not fear. Also a most important thing. You need to operate out of a state of faith that things are going to work out well and in your favor versus a state of fear. What if this? What if that? Like, shut the fuck up, bro. You're failing before you even fucking fail with that negative self-talk. No wonder why you're not in the spot you want to be, because you can't even utilize your own powerful tool, which is your brain. Your brain is your sharpest tool. It's either going to cut you or work for you. And it's fucking cutting you each and every single day. It's not working for you. But understand that no matter what happens, you will be all right, especially if you live in America. If you go broke, you're fine. Go bankrupt. You have credit cards. Guess what? There's homeless shelters. You'll be fucking given $2,000 by the government each and every single month. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Who cares? Don't worry. You can maybe even go back to your parents' house. Like, what does it matter? The only thing that's probably holding you back is like, oh, the opinions of others. The opinions of who? Broke people? People who are unsuccessful? What does that matter, bro? Holy shit. You fucking care about the opinions of broke people who aren't in the spots that you want to be? Anybody successful will never hate on you because they know what it takes to get there. It's only unsuccessful people which will hate on you because they're trying to impose their limiting beliefs, their scarcity mindset on you to hold you back. They don't even know it. They're just so fucking delusional. But if you could walk through life with that one reminder that God will give you your daily bread, you'll change everything in your life. It was really scary to do what I had to do to make this money. It was really scary to move to Miami. It was really scary to put myself under a whole bunch of pressure. It was really scary to spend this much money to make this much money. I've spent over $50,000 in mentors. My apartment here is $10,000 a month. It's scary to do those things, but I always remember that God will give me my daily bread. No matter what happens, I will be all right. He will provide for me. And so with that, I'm able to literally just operate out of a state of abundance every single day and focus on providing value versus focus on the fucking money. All right? So I hope you can walk through life with that reminder. God will give you your daily bread no matter what happens. Because that small reminder, like I said, it can change a lot for you. The biggest reason why you're probably not living the life you want to live and not making the amount of money you want to make is just because, well, it is because of limiting beliefs, but specifically because you don't have a massive amount of faith. You don't feel empowered. You operate out of a state of scarcity and not abundance. And if you can identify those things holding you back, break them down and change them, you can change your life. It's as simple as that. Because if all the information's out there, why aren't you successful yet? The truth is because you aren't the person you need to be to achieve that yet. It's as simple as that. I'll be quite honest with you. Now, there's a couple things here. If this video helped you out at all, and if you feel ready, your mindset's fucking prepared, and you're like, Ryan, I just need the information, there's gonna be a link below, and I have a 9-hour free course you can go ahead and watch, in addition to a free school community. It will provide you everything you need to know to become a successful online fitness coach. Make your first $10,000 a month. And also this Sunday, November 30th, I am hosting a live training, November 30th at 2 p.m. EST, where I'm breaking down the 6 steps to make 6 figures in 2026 as an online fitness coach. So now that your mind is prepared, now that you are thinking like the man that you want to become, now that your limiting beliefs are removed, the only next step is the information. And I'm gonna give it all away for free. If you were watching this video up until here, first off, I know you're gonna become successful, but second off, if you don't become successful, you have to be a complete fucking idiot. You have to literally not want success if you're not making $10,000 a month by the end of 2026. That's a long fucking time frame. You can easily make it happen by then. Get productive, get in the right mindset, act like the right man, guard in your fucking mind, bro, because your mind is everything. Your mindset 3 to 6 months ago, the result of your life right now is the result of your mindset 3 or 6 months ago. So if you change your mindset now, if you change your actions now, you will change your life in 3 to 6 months. And don't be scared of failure. Because let's say you do fail. Let's say you do achieve some success and you end up failing. And then there's a whole bunch of people working their fucking shitty 9-to-5 job, texting you hate comments, at a job they hate, getting paid barely fucking shit. What does it matter? Do you really care about what people working a job they hate, living a life that they fucking hate, making fucking scraps, do you really care what they have to say? No. At least you can say I went after it. At least you can say I tried to do something with myself. That is what you should focus on, is the fact that you at least tried. And the truth is, if you fucking try, you can become successful. If you can do it once, you can do it unlimited times. So don't be scared, bro. I love you guys. Peace out.